Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good morning. All right, so not a bad Friday actually. We've got a few decent gappers here. You can see PIXY is gapping up pretty decent amount here. Let me make sure my volume is working. Good morning. Okay, yeah, my volume's working good. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate the sub, Hackawin Z. Appreciate it, brother. Welcome, man. Hey, appreciate the sub, Adrian's World. Yeah, man, I've checked out your stream, Adrian's World, so appreciate the sub, brother. I've seen your. I think I'm actually in your trade idea stream right now, brother. So we're in each other's stream, so that's cool. But yeah, so you can see PIXY gapping up here. Really interested to see what it does over 398. Watching AIPT here, sitting at 156, gapping up from 125. Watching IZEA, gapping up from gapping down from 256 to 228, but I'm still watching it. It's moving a lot in pre-market. You can also see GLMD gapping up from 1277 to 1435, so a pretty significant gap up here. Excuse me. Also watching a few other ones. The purple line is the VWAP, Abby. So yeah, I'm also watching. Hold on, let me get my chart set up here. Go. IZEA. No, I'm watching that one already. AIPT. Watching that one too. BIOC. Yeah, BIOC. Gapping up some. ADKS. No, I got something. ADXS. Yeah, ADXS. SNES. AMDA. All right. So, yeah, pretty decent movement. I'm trying to get in touch with Mitch, see if Mitch is going to be on the stream this morning. ATOS, Abby. All right, let's look at ATOS here. Not the best volume. Really want to see some more volume here. We'll see. I mean, we'll see where it goes, but not my favorite. So yeah, I'm looking for a few shorts here. PIXY. Let's see if I can trade any of these. Hopefully I can. I know I can trade GLMD. I used to be able to trade Pixie, and I still can. That's good. IZEA I can still trade. AIPT. No, so that's 1 out of 4. Go I can trade. BIOC I can trade. ADXS. Okay, so Mitch is calling me. Hold on, let me sign back into Skype. Sorry, Mitch. Here, updating Skype. There it goes. Okay, Mitch, if you can hear me, brother, I'm signing on to. I need to sign on my desktop. I don't know why it didn't show up on my desktop. We detected an issue. Please restart Skype. What? Oh, it restarted itself. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so far I could trade most of the stuff on my watch list today. Alright, I'm giving Mitch a call here.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, brother? What's up, man? Alright. Yeah, we got Mitch on the screen. Here, we got Mitch on the stream. So, yeah, I'm checking to see I can trade a lot of these stocks on TradeNet this morning. Most of them. Let me see. SNES. I can trade. STAF. I can trade. AMDA. All right. So far out of my 10, 8 are tradable. So only 2 are not tradable on TradeNet this morning. So that's pretty good. That's what I usually want to see. Good morning, Pierre. All right, let me go through the chat. I haven't really caught back up with the chat yet. Good morning, Missouri. What's up, brother? Good morning, Tyrone. Good morning, brother. Good morning, TF. T? With just T? Oh, AT&T. Yeah, interested to see where this one goes. Uh,
That's because of the DOJ starting to reject their merger with Time Warner.
oh, interesting. Yeah, it's gapping down. I mean, it's a small amount, but it's pretty big for a high float stock. Good morning, Adam Laredo. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Seven. What's up, brother? Last night movers, PIXY. Yeah, watching PIXY, CEI. Yeah, look at CEI. I think I can actually trade this one too, so I may keep an eye on it. I used to be able to trade it at least. Yeah, I could still trade it. 43-cent stock, I could still trade it. So I'll watch CEI as well. Just kind of slowly adding stuff to my watch list. What else? RHE, FNJN. Yeah, that looks okay. I appreciate the sub, Anthony. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. BDR, ARPN. Yeah, ARPN doesn't look too bad. They need to add ARPN to TradeNet, though, because they haven't added it quite yet. Or APRN, Apron, Blue Apron. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, most of this stuff's tradable. I'm going to have to go over the news in a second. Good morning, Coben. What's up, brother? About cool. Let me see. I mean, cool's moving more than it usually does in pre-market. You know, I'm only long biased with these type of setups, and that's just me. And so I'm watching it over this 52-cent high is what I'd really watch. This 52-cent high, see if we can break that. Volume needs to come in, you know, but we'll see. This 50-cent level should be pretty important. It's the $half, and so we'll see. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Tiny. Good morning. Good morning. Minimum volume. I mean, I really want to see at least, you know, 2 times the average volume, the average daily volume. Like per minute volume, I want to see, you know, depending on it's all relative to the price of the stock. Like obviously, if the stock is $100 stock, you know, it's gonna have less volume than, you know, a 50-cent stock. You know, and good volume for $100 stock is going to be less than, you know, good volume for a 50-cent stock. And so if the stock is under $10, I usually want to see at least, you know, up like over 50,000 a minute in pre-market, hopefully, and you know, over once the bell rings, you know, over 100,000 a minute, just, you know, kind of at minimum. Yeah, watching Pixie for sure, Sean.
I put up my watch list. Mainly going to be IZEA, ADXS, GLMD, and I.
You're watching I, huh?
Yeah, I actually was watching it yesterday. I almost took a trade on it in the afternoon. It had done like a 5 minute little boost at 145, and then I was looking to get in it on the support. It was like at 1930s, 1928, and man, it would have been a nice trade. Just didn't really take it. It was a small risk too, probably about 10 cents for a potential 30, 40 cent gain there.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, it's been holding its gains. Like you can see, it had that big push, and it held those gains like firm. You know, it didn't. You know, it had one pullback once it hit almost 20, but it held those gains, continued to move up for the rest of the day. So looks
Yeah,
interesting.
it's one of those stocks that if it's moving and it's moving up, it usually moves up pretty good in a general direction.
Right.
The days that it's sideways is the days that you don't want to trade it too much. So like if you look on the, you just scroll back, you'll see from like the 9th through the 11th, it was just sideways, and then it finally broke out.
Yeah, I mean, it follows a trend pretty well. This is kind of like a swing trade, not even a swing trade, kind of like a fundamental investing trade. If a long-term trade, you know, not really long-term, but I'm saying like 6 months, you know, would be a good, you know, holding time. Depending, I don't know the stock well enough to say, but I don't know how much I like it for day trading, really. I mean, it's possible. It has a lot of volume every single day, and so it might be decent. I don't know. Yeah, I'm drinking my coffee 2-7. Good morning, Davian. What's up, brother? Anthony.
BioC, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. Watching BIOC as well. Yeah, I can short on TradeNet. Adrian. Bluebird, what's up, brother? No, this is TradeNet. Actually, this isn't. So the best way to really describe it is, I'm using TEFs to trade with, right? And so I took TradeNet's course and I partnered with TEFs, and they're letting me trade basically. Because technically it's not TradeNet's actual broker. Like, this isn't actually TradeNet. This is actually somebody that TradeNet partnered with called TEFs. TEFS. And they're the ones that are partnering with me and letting me trade. So it's not actually TradeNet itself, but it's through TradeNet, Yeah, Salty. Yeah, I need my coffee in the morning, man. I think I told y'all when I started drinking coffee. I started about 2 weeks ago, and haven't stopped since. I think it's helped my trading. Think about it. I've been drinking coffee for like 3 weeks. I've been drinking coffee for like 3 weeks, and my trading is done. I've done really well the last 3 weeks.
It's the coffee. It's right. The coffee, hey, brother. It's the coffee.
I gotta blame it on something, man. Right. Somebody called me. What do you mean, cool? What's up, brother? So this is Thinkorswim for charting. I use TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim for charting, and then I use TEFs to execute my trades. So this is one broker, this is another. I use this one for charting, this one to execute my trades. And it's just because I like Thinkorswim the most. What's up, Sense? Yeah, I still have it, Sense. You want it? Let me know. I'll put it in the chat. Good morning, Matt. What's up, brother? LMFA. Yeah, I remember LMFA running a little bit back in the day. I don't know how I feel about it now. We'll see. I mean, I could guess I can watch it. I just don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, I've been to Timmy's. Matt. I lived in Canada for about 8 months or so. About 8 or 9 years ago. And I liked Tim Hortons. It was good. They call it Timmy's. Up in Canada. Yeah, it was good. Good donuts, too. Yeah, I'm just using the Keurig. I know they're horrible for the environment, but I've been using them. Yeah, for sure, Tiny. Yeah, I just now started drinking coffee two weeks ago. And, obviously, I've had a cup of coffee before that. But, regularly, I just now started drinking coffee. And you should, it was either 2 or 3 weeks ago. But when I first started, it would make me so wired in the morning. It felt good. I can't lie. But I would crash so hard. And so I just wanted to get, I wanted to get used to it enough so I didn't crash really hard after every cup, And I'm about at that level now, hopefully. Yeah, there's hotkeys for it. PGNX. I mean, it needs some more volume. It's obviously a bio stock just by its name, but it needs more volume, I think. All right, so let's look up the news for some of these. There's a lot of gappers. We'll check out the news. All right, first one I'm looking at is PIXY, probably my favorite one. PIXY gapping from 274 to 376, so about 100% gap. Really nice gap here. All right, so today's the 13th.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. So, yeah, PIXY said yesterday that it's still expecting a net loss of 6 cents per share in quarter 3, but it's narrowing that loss because the original loss last year was 11 cents per share. So they're bringing it down to 0.6 cents per share. And revenue also jumped up to $9.4 million from 4.6 from the same period last year. And so better revenue and smaller loss for PIXY, and that's why it's up. And so that's good news for sure. Moving on to AIPT here, gapping up from 125 to 154. AIPT's on the bottom right. All right, so the company announced that they were granted a European patent for its automated direct-to-drain medical fluid disposal system. And so they were granted a European patent for their direct-to-drain medical fluid disposal system. And so that's good news for AIPT. We'll see where it goes at the open. Not a huge gap up, but we'll see where it goes here. Next one I'm looking at is GLMD. I think GLMD and AZIA are still up just on momentum from yesterday's news. I know they both had good news that came out yesterday. All right, so yeah, only thing changed from yesterday is the price target was raised. Stifled Nicholas initiated coverage on them. Announced a $35 price target. So yeah, just up on momentum and a few brokers initiating coverage on them on GLMD. And so looking at IZEA, I'm guessing it's going to be something similar here. Yeah, just up on yesterday's momentum, IZEA. All right, so moving on, you can see GOGO here, gapping up. Looks like a little bit higher float stock, maybe. Gapping up from 482 to 530, so about, 52 cents? No, 48 cents. And so we'll look at GOGO here. See if it has anything new out on it today. So yeah, yesterday GOGO reaffirmed their 2018 revenue target, and they also set some 2020 goals, and they also plan to cut cash burn. So that's why it started to move yesterday, and it's still kind of moving some. So we'll see where it goes at the open for GOGO. Still looking at BIOC here. This one's probably up on momentum from yesterday, unless they put a new press release out for BIOC. Let's look and see. All right, so yeah, BIOC entered into a marketing deal with Alliance Global FZ. Yeah, their marketing deals for liquid biopsy testing platforms, and that's why the shares are up around 15%.
All right.
So interesting for BIOC. Only got a few more I'm looking at. ADXS here, ADXS. You can see went all the way up to 259. It's back down to 162 now. These are really tricky to trade because they were up a huge amount, and then they already gave most of that big push back. And so it's really interesting. I think there's going to be a ton of support at the closing price of 122. So not a ton of room to really make money with those, but we'll see. All right, so the FDA lifted the clinical hold on the company's investigational new drug, oxylimogene filolisbic, whatever that means. The hold was issued March 9th, and the company submitted safety reports to the Food and Drug Administration regarding a patient death that was treated with their drug. And so, interesting to see with ADXS here. They lifted the investigational hold, and so that's good news, but the fact that there was an investigational hold because of a patient death is kind of interesting to see where this drug goes, in the next week or two. SNES, I love this one because it sounds like Super Nintendo, and I can always remember it. But it's up from 135 to 160. We'll try to see if it has any news, and that's about it. That's really all I'm really watching right now. So SNES. Yeah, nothing new on SNES. Nothing new. So this one's up just on technicals, I guess. So interesting. But yeah, that's my watch list today. Sorry, haven't really let Mitch talk, and haven't been checking up on the chat.
You're good, bro. You're good. You're taking over.
Trying to run through that,
Oh, I hear you.
But yeah, there's hotkeys for TEFs. BBOX, Anthony. Yeah, we'll see where BBOX goes. I had a profitable trade on it yesterday, but the volume was really low. I just kind of took advantage of this drop right here. This small drop from 218 down to 207. But yeah, the good news, Now that the volume's decent, I can actually trade most of the stuff on my watch list on TradeNet. What's up, Track Racer? Good morning, brother. GEN. Oh, snap. It is Friday the 13th, guys. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Oh, guys.
I'm not necessarily a superstitious person, unless it's like poker, I guess. I'm kind of superstitious, or like, but I'm not really superstitious. I just do it for kind of fun. But man, we'll see how today goes, man. I was hoping I could finish the week out strong. This week I've had 3 profitable days, 1 losing day, and so I was hoping I could finish the week out going 4 for 5. But man, today's Friday the 13th, guys. I gotta be careful. Yeah, Matt. I mean, honestly, Mitch just came to the stream one day, and then he started texting me on my phone, and we just started talking about trading and stuff. And here's the thing. Like I always tell people, I really don't mind supporting anybody. Like I'll help. Like I'm not trying to be selfish with my channel. I just thought Mitch and I had similar goals with what we're trying to do here. But I really don't mind supporting anybody else's channel as well, as long as they're not trying to stream at the same time I am. You know what I mean? Because that would be counterproductive to what I'm trying to do here. So I really don't mind promoting anybody. It's just about if they're going to be, trying to take my viewers and go to their stream. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt, at the end of the day, it's all for growth.
Right. There should be a Tinder for local entrepreneurs. There kind of is, Seven. There's something called a meetup. There's something called like a meetup. Well, I've used Meetup before. There's like different like hobbies that you can like set like meetings for with like randoms in your area. Yeah, I've used. I got a lot of videos. Good luck, Bluebird. I have a lot of videos on me trading with Ustock Trade. I mean, I like it for the most part. Some of my older videos are from Ustock. Look at SNES, guys. SNES starting to spike up here. EGY. No, Cliff. So I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with the WSOP this year. I know November 9th is when the FT is usually. The final table for the WSOP is usually on November 9th. So I know we have a while for that, but I'm not sure whether the actual event is. I've been watching it on pokergo.com, and I've just been watching the replays. I haven't really had time to keep up with it live, although I did last year. I appreciate the sub, COLM. Appreciate it, brother. Welcome in. Good morning, Huguetes. What's up, brother? Yeah, for sure. 7. Yeah, watching CEI as well. Matt Spies is asking, how old are you, Mitch?
Oh, I'm 27, man.
Yeah, insurance, I guess if I set my viewers free and they come back to me, I guess it was really meant to be, brother, But no, I get what you're saying, man. I really do. I don't mind. I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind promoting other channels. Like, if you got a channel you want to promote, you know what I mean, and you approach me and you're like, hey, man, love your content. Would you mind giving me a shout out? Like, I'll probably do it. Like, I'm not selfish in that regard. You know what I mean? But if you're like, hey, brother, I got another stream and I'm streaming at the same time as you and I'd really like to build it up. Can you help promote my stream in your stream? I'd give you a hard no. You know what I mean? And if you come to my stream and try to promote your stream that's going on simultaneously while I'm streaming, I'll ban you. And I don't think that's unreasonable necessarily,
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, right. November 9th is the final table. I just remember November 9th, Scooties. I just remember November 9th. That's just kind of what I have in my head. Like, I know that's the FT typically. All right, guys, we still got a little while till the bell rings. Time's going by slow this morning. I guess I'm not having fun. Appreciate it, Bluebirds. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm a selfish streamer. Like if you come to me, you know, like I try not to talk bad about any other streamers. Like I really, you know, let them do their thing. I'm not hating on them. You know what I mean? But you know, just don't try to. If you're streaming at this, if you're trying to do the exact same thing as me, like if you're streaming while I'm streaming, you know what I mean? Then I just can't promote you. You know, unless you like pay me for it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, 7. You gotta tell me, who's cheating on me, 7. Let me know, brother. Who's cheating on me, man? You know? They don't know what loyalty is, man. You know? No, I'm just messing with y'all. I've been in other streams before, so. Right, exactly. Cool. That's a good way to say it. Yeah, I'm watching BIOC, Chew. For sure. Watching BIOC. Alright, so. Hopefully, I need to start taking some bigger gains. Like, the last 3 days this week have all been profitable. I think the last 4 trading days have all been profitable. And so I really want to finish the week out strong today. Last week was pretty tough. I had a losing week last week. But the 2 weeks before that were profitable weeks as well. And so in the last 30 days, I've had 3 profitable weeks and 1 losing week. And so I think that's pretty good. I'm definitely happy with that. But I think it's around that time to start upping my share size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Time to take some swings. Just hold to your risk amount. That's it.
Right. Exactly.
Set the plan.
Right. It's just time to take some bigger swings. And I just have to tell myself, like, even if I lose this Tef's account and have to create another one, like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Because in the grand scheme of things, it's only $500. Like, right? And, like, I know that may sound bad, but, like, with regard to trading education, usually traders lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And so for me as a trader, I have to kind of think like, okay, it's only $500. I can get that back and restart. But the most important thing is to start to actually legitimately build up the account. And that's really what I'm rooting for. That's obviously, where my goals are set, is to legitimately build up an account, because in my mind, that's when I've actually like made it as a trader, when I can actually start making net profits,
Without a doubt. First things, just find the statistics to just match that you're ready to go and size up. That'll be your average cent wins,
Right.
your risk to loss ratio, and how much you're actually getting out, and then you can actually start seeing your average gains, seeing how much you would make if you sized up, and then it's just a matter of developing a good risk management program right before you start, because you don't want to be changing your risk management as the day goes on. Just plan your week out, plan your month out, and start attacking.
Right. Look at CEI. I know a few people mentioned CEI, but man, look at it now. Right
Yeah,
around that $50.
I say you end the week, man. You try to end the week normal sizing that you've been doing, end of the week green, and then you get
Next
ready
week.
for next week, and then you start getting
Right.
start stepping up to the plate.
Right, for sure.
I think 400 shares is going to be a good level for you. It's going to be a good step up, not too much where you're going to feel, I think, too overwhelmed. 20 cents, that's still $80. You still be more than reasonable for your account.
Right.
You just don't want to be losing more than 100, I say, any day.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. 100, I don't like that would be. I haven't taken $100 loss in a long time.
Yeah, with 400 shares, it is
That's
possible.
reasonable, right? For sure,
It starts
that's very
becoming
reasonable.
more possible, because that's more like we could split it in half. $50 possible with our share size,
Right, for sure. I mean, with 400 shares, you take a 25-cent loss. That's $100, or that's
Exactly.
close to one. Right, that's $100, right? And so, Yeah, EARS dropping down. I think I down to 32 cents, gapping down significantly. I don't know how I feel about ears. I don't know if I could trade it either. Let's see. No, I can't trade ears, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I need to start kind of taking more baby steps towards like lately I've been doing like 150, maybe 200 shares, and I think I need to kind of go towards 250 and then 300 and then 400, you know, and kind of slowly get emotionally used to trading bigger size, you know.
Yeah, I can say 300 could be fine, you know. The real key is that I think the step up to 400 just gives you room to actually take some profit.
Right, for sure.
Because then, you know, at 300, you know, when you go down 10 cents, you know, you got to decide, you know, are you going to take, you know, $10? You know, sometimes that's not going to seem like enough to you for that
Right,
sizing because you're like, you know, hey, I was invested 300 shares deep. I only see $10. You know,
right,
sometimes you're not going to want to take that. But, you know, with another 100 shares, that's $20. I think $20 you kind of will feel a lot more inclined to take that profit.
right, for sure. Yeah,
So it's
it.
just a matter of just not stressing out, man. At the end of the day, you know how to manage your risk. You've been trading for a good amount of time now, and you've been really managing your losses the best. And that's why I trade with you, man. In the end, I really respect your abilities to discipline yourself, and that's what we look for, you know.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, hopefully we'll get there one day, brother. It just takes time, man. But
It's
you
all it
you've been
is, man.
doing well too. Like you're the one that told me how to like you really like I used to just jump in at the low of the days and I started jumping in on the pullbacks because that just made way more sense to me. And that's really when I started to have kind of this green streak that I've had the last month or so. You know, and so hopefully, you know, we'll get there. Appreciate the sub, Orlando. Appreciate the sub, Jax. Appreciate the sub, David. Welcome, guys. Appreciate all the subs.
All right, guys. 9:26, almost 9:27 here, guys. Let's start planning out what you're gonna do for the day. You know, you got to start visualizing your trades, know your strategies. You know, understand if it's worth the risk or reward before you get in the trade. And like we like to do, I recommend always that first 5 minutes figuring out the stock you're gonna trade versus as actually taking the trade.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking at a PIXY, maybe going short. Usually, when a stock's gapping up, you know, what I call over 10%. This one's gapping up, you know, way well over that. I don't know if I said 100%. This one's not gapping up 100%. This one's gapping up about $1, a little bit more than $1 now. But
Yeah.
since it's gapping up so much, really it's about 30%. I'm looking at it for a potential short. We'll see though. Same thing with GLMD. You know, GLMD is up a ton from 1051 up to almost 15 now. So still up a lot. Looking at that one maybe for a potential short or a long. Same thing with IZEA here. It's up a huge amount from $1. From under $1, it's at 223 still. So keeping an eye on that one. CEI, don't like shorting stocks under $1, especially under 50 cents. So maybe look at it for a long. We'll see. BIOC. Kind of the same plan here. It's up a lot in the last day or two. Yeah, it's up from $4. It looks like there was a split here, maybe. Was there a split in BIOC in the last week? It's up from 15 cents. But yeah, regardless, watching this one for potential short as well. So we'll see where some of these go. Yeah, we got a bromance in here. Yeah, Mitch and I have a bromance, guys. You know.
As long as it all works.
Right. It's mutual, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah. But yeah, not a bad Friday really this morning. Look at CEI breaking that high though. All right, we got 1 minute, guys. CEI breaking this high of the day, breaking over the $0.50. It's up to got up to 51. Also watching SNES here.
All right. IZEA is down for the day, so what I would look for, it's already done a bear flag, so I'm looking for a pop up to a resistance, and that's where I would look to short. An area that I'm looking at is around the 258, 260 range.
Yeah, a few people mentioned PIXY always pops up to 6, and they're right. Like you can see on the daily chart, pop up to 6 here and here. So it's popped up to 6 2 times, but it's also had a few failed pushes up to 3 here a few times as well. And so curious to see which one it does. It could spike to 6. It could fail under 3. We'll see though. It's over 3 now, so that's the bigger thing. It could go to 6. We'll watch it. All right, here's the bell, guys. Good luck, everyone. Here's the bell.
You see that bid dropped all the way down to 67 there instantly on PIXY.
Yeah, it dropped quick.
Yeah. IZA just hammering down at the open.
Yeah, I'm watching that one too. See if it breaks under. It's got a lot of support at 210, and so
Yeah,
we'll watch it there.
I can't just jump into that. It's already been on a downward trend since 7:45.
All right, so IZEA and PIXY dropping down pretty big here at the open. Still a little crazy. Giving it some time here. CEI running up here. Look at CEI, guys. If you like these little cheap stocks, CEI up to 54 now. Nice big move here. A lot of volume coming in up to just about 1 million shares traded at the opening minute. So a lot of volume coming in with CEI. Okay, I didn't even notice the news on CEI. I appreciate that. Cool.
Yeah, CEI crashing there. Nice rip.
Yeah, Huguetes, it's Friday the 13th, brother. Yeah, CEI up to 56 now. All right, possible washout long on PIXY here. It's starting to kind of rebound.
It right there.
There goes 390, just broke. We'll watch it over 398 and 4. It's got some resistance there, but if it could break that, you know, like a lot of people in the chat were saying, it could go to 6. So we'll see.
Straight up, straight down. Getting hammered, guys. It got hammered.
Oof. Got hammered hard.
Yeah, someone jumped in there, 5,000, 4,000 shares there. It's at 380 and then 365 when it went to the support. They tried to break it through.
Yeah, it's just got it had a lot of resistance above it. Like it had some at 398. It had the whole dollar of 4. It had this one here at 394. And so it's just got all these resistance levels above it. Really tough. Look at CEI though. CEI still up almost to 60 now.
BIOC just went down there.
Possible VWAP fade here for PIXY.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that high wick candle. It's 25 cents up there.
Yeah.
Without that, if it just had the body and it would have held 375, I'd say you could take a chance, you know.
Yep.
But it had that wick. That wick kind of worries people. Because I know longs, if it gets back up there to 390s.
That would have been a beautiful one, man.
I think you still get the bounce here, bro. That's the thing. Yeah. So, like, this is where if you wanted to, I would say more along just a third 1 minute candle.
See if we get that push back up on PIXY.
I'm going to wait. I'm waiting for the 5 minutes. I feel like there's no reason to push yet.
Here, keep the chat going. I'll be right back, man.
No stress, guys. All right, guys. Looking around, trying to see anything that really just calls my attention right now. I am seeing staff up there to 330s. Staff up there to 330s. That's another short that I was looking at. It's up on the day. GLMD went down to 1411, 1405, and then bounced back up there to 1450 on the 5 minute. Let's see the 1 minute. Is PIXY, guys. It's holding support there at 60s, guys. Holding support there. Here's the VWAP test. There's 70. It broke through the VWAP, guys. Let's see if the body holds through the VWAP because you see the wick is not enough there. There's a little resistance there. You see the body's holding.
All right, I'm back. Okay, look at PIXY here.
IZA looks like it's just going to crash, guys. It's just slamming down there. It's a little bit.
I'm going to take a small starter here on PIXY.
It's not a bad spot. It's been holding there right there on the VWAP. Just be careful real quick. It's going to be the first 1 minute candle, the most pressure.
All right, it's starting to push up to 370, 372. Got to be really careful here for this squeeze up. Got rejected back down. We'll see if it holds.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not a bad sign. I am seeing I run, guys. I start taking off there.
Down to 365. Gonna kick myself if this one washes for not taking 100 shares. I thought it was a little bit too early to jump in anything at this point, and so, I mean, I don't mind it, but there's the wash. 59.
Trying to get a pullback on I, but it's just shooting off on me. Was trying to get in there at 2011 there. No fill, and it just shot up to 2040. Daily resistance.
There's the crack under the lows.
60. IZEA just cracked through the $2 and didn't look back. It's going to bounce. It's going to hit the support right now at 85.
All right, so PIXY tested these lows, and it may bounce here. I'm going to give it some time, but if it bounces, I'm just going to get out. Up a little bit on it, but if it gets rejected here at this low, it could test that high again. 56 again.
Should have been paying a little closer attention on I. Would have liked it past the pre-market high, 993 for a push through 20.
All right, so here's the rejection again. Bounce back up to 62.
All right. So down one, down two, up two right here, man. Just that 75, you know. That's all it really is now. If you do break 55s on the way down, you could look for a possible add towards the move down.
Yeah, it's kind of the crucial level here. It could spike up. It could do either one. I mean, I got a good entry with it, and so I'm relatively comfortable. But if it starts to spike up, I might just get out for break even.
BioC looking like a good fade too. Just rejecting it there, but I'm gonna give it a little bit. It's more of a rejection, but
Yeah, I see it.
just give me a little bit of time there.
IZEA had a good little fade.
Yeah, my problem with IZEA is that it just faded way too much in pre-market for me.
Up to 68.
All right.
It's starting to
Getting,
squeeze here. I'm probably going to jump out if it breaks this VWAP strong.
yeah, I'm looking for the volume.
Just don't want to get caught in that squeeze up.
Good thing is the body closed at the VWAP. That's a good sign for you at least.
Right.
So that's what you're more along looking. Don't let the wicks too scare you out unless it's past that 75. Um, your entry is what, 65, 66?
67.
All right, that's fine. That's perfect. I would use that last high at 71,
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
but it's still looking good because it didn't close above the VWAP.
Right.
BioC looks like it might be a red to green.
Yep.
I'm just watching it, guys. Just waiting patiently. I gotta see when it tests the eights, how it rips through the eights, because it still looks bearish right now. It's got a down one, down two, up two,
Yeah, there's the
down three, up
rejection.
three. Over eight, it'll start turning from bearish. There's pushing on 786. What you want to see is a nice touchback down to the support, down to 54 for you on PIXY.
Yeah, I'm just watching it close. If it breaks 371, I can get out for a very small loss, about $2. So I'm comfortable in it. Watching that BOIC possible rejection there. Oh, there's the squeeze
There's
up.
broke through.
I'm not out. Oh man, my limit order didn't get hit.
It's all good. Just focus in, find your out.
All right, I'm out. I got out for a
Perfect.
$4 loss, very small. That's the squeeze I was worried about. If I would have used a little bit larger sizing, I mean, it was I wrote a 20-cent move down, and so kind of kicking myself for not using larger sizing. The spread wasn't as good though, but that squeeze was just too much, and so I got out for a very small, minimal loss, and that's
All
fine.
right, guys. I'm going to take a small position size here, 50 shares here. I'm actually on more of a long side. Don't want to see it go down 60.
On BIOC,
I'm out.
on
$8
Pixie,
loss there. Yeah,
on
Pixie did the swing. So I was looking for it to
yeah,
hold the VWAP and swing back up to the $4. But actually, you got your pattern still holding.
right. It's that VWAP fade
Still
rejection.
holding. Yep, it
Look
just
at
rejected it real quick.
look at GLMD. If GLMD bounces
BIOC
to
is
the
back up there, 795, guys. It's starting to look interesting because it could reverse back through that $8 and get up to the highs.
look at GLMD.
Yeah, I was watching that one. There you go. Had a nice kill candle I see there.
Yeah, if it bounces back up to that VWAP, I'll probably jump in it. B box. Yeah, it looks like PIXY faked me out. I think it's still gonna wash here.
Yeah, it still is looking on the more wash side. Don't worry, it faked me out also. So,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
that's that. I was smart. I took an entry at 370 versus as 380s, like I'm sure a lot of people did.
right.
I took the pullback right back to where the VWAP was, the area, so that it could swing back up through the four. Because I knew some bigger traders that were going to take it if it got to the four. So I was more than willing to take a starter there. And then I was going to look to add if it broke through four.
Um, Let's see who's asking. Matt Spies asked what happened to my limit order. Nothing really happened. What happened was I left an order on the limit price. I think I left like a limit order, and I forgot to delete that limit order. So when I clicked cover, it tried to cover me at that limit price that was already there, and so I just had to delete that limit price and click the cover button again. And so that was actually a mistake by me. It wasn't anything to do with TEFs. Alright, so there's the VWAP bounce on GLMD. I don't know what shear size to take with this.
You just have to determine the risk. What's the risk? The risk is 1479.
Yeah.
So you got to determine, all right, so you got what, 28, 30 cents risk there. So you got to go with a lot lower sizing than you normally do.
Right.
I would say about
40 shares, 40 shares.
Yeah, 50 shares is fine. 50 shares, you get squeezed, 50 cents, that's still fine. You're still.
All right, I'm in it with 40 shares just to be safe, just because this thing's swinging a lot.
It's not a bad trade. Remember, shorters are looking to short it as it breaks through 14. They should add stronger. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a move through 14. Yeah. If it broke that 14 today, it was gonna slam hard. There's PIXY there, guys.
Getting squeezed up quick. There.
Down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3, up 3 here. So what we're gonna see is not a high higher than this 370. I'm not gonna go and just short it here because we've already gotten faked out on the first move. So we need to see the actual break here of 350s. And there it is, guys. Here's going to be a bounce probably to 360s. And then if you wanted, you could short it off of 370s.
Kind of kicking myself there with PIXY. That was the trade. That was the trade to get into.
You're not the only one.
Here's the drop on GLMD. We'll see if we can get another drop down here. It's a little scary, but looking for a break under those lows.
Put an order out at 60 if I get filled there, up there on the pop-up. Risk off of 70. No fill yet.
Okay, yeah, this GLMD is acting really scary here.
I mean, it's just know your risk, bro. Just follow the risk. Don't stress about the movement of the candle. Stress about the top and the bottom of the candle.
All right, I'm setting my risk at this 1467 level, and I'm watching that really, really closely here.
That's it. Just focus on the risk for right now until you get into the green. And once you feel good in the green, then you can start focusing more on the profit side.
Right.
It's not a bad trade right now, bro. You got a consolidation there, but you got a good move to the bottom.
There's a drop.
I actually like your entry, bro. So.
It's just kind of sideways right now, which is kind of risky because when it squeezes up either direction, it's going to get squeezed hard.
You see, you got kind of a flag that flagged up, and now you got a bear flag down. So down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3. You're going to get a swing up. Just watch it not to go past that first original high of 66. I think that's the high that you got to watch. If it goes past 58, that's when I would really be concerned. I think you're going to get a little push down here. It's going to be a green candle to touch that VWAP one more time and then fade out. So you just got to be aware on that one.
My entry must be 1440. No, it's 1440, which is what I thought. All right. There's the swing up to 1450. Want to see a hard rejection here.
This is where you just have to pay attention to your number.
There's the crack, 1460.
All right.
I'm getting out. I got squeezed really hard. I got out for a $8 gain, $8 loss. I mean,
Bro, that before you even stress anything, that's how you trade, brother. Keep
yeah,
trading.
it's all right. I mean, I'm okay. I'm just bummed out. I wanted to end the week out strong, but
Hey, that's how you trade, man. You can't stress about it, man. It's not about wins and losses. It's about trading the strategy.
right.
You traded
ADXS.
the strategy there.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to stress about it, but
Yeah, I mean, if it goes down to 413 there, you got 30, 40 cent gain. So,
ADXS dropping under the lows.
yeah, I wanted to pay attention to that one also, but there's a couple stocks moving today, guys.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out of GLMD when I did. But yeah, this week has been 3 green days, 2 losing days so far. Just got to take it slow at this point. Don't want to give myself a bigger loss.
We'll keep an eye on PIXY. It's not done, guys. It could squeeze here.
It could go either way, really.
Yeah, it's kind of just it's still in the pattern, guys. There's a wedge. There's a wedge there, and then a base at the bottom. So it's a bear flag right now. Until it breaks 75s, it's still bearish.
Yeah, I'm not too stressed out about it, Tiny. Like, the thing is, so the last month or so, right, I've had more green days. Like, I was analyzing my statistics yesterday. Um, and in the last month, I've had more green days than I have red days. And then my percent winners are higher than my percent gains are bigger than my percent losses. And so if I would use the same share size with every trade I got into, I would be net profit. I would be in net profit. And so I'm not too bummed out about it. It's just the biggest thing I need to work on is I think I have to analyze what days I do the best and take bigger risks on those days. Like Fridays, historically, I do okay on Fridays, but my best days are Mondays and Tuesdays. Um, my worst days are Wednesdays, and Friday's kind of a coin flip, right? And so by that logic, I should take a little bit bigger risks on Mondays and Tuesdays, take smaller risks on Wednesdays, and just kind of use an average share size on Fridays is what I think. Thursdays is okay day of the week for me as well. And so it's all about just analyzing, what historical, like my historical stats. BIOC kind of going crazy here. Was it halted? Yeah, I think somebody said BIOC was halted.
Ah, guys, I
There's the
took my
run.
eyes off of it. I said through eights, guys. Watch that through eights. Eight was gonna be the range. Eight was gonna be the
There it
spot,
is.
guys. You got in there at eight when it hit, and you guys can thank me. Take me out to lunch at least.
Yeah.
Whoever got in there at eight, God bless you, bro. I hope someone got that.
Somebody took advantage of it, huh?
Yeah, man. I was watching it. I was watching it. It was trying to fade, trying to fade, trying to fade. I do not know why I got off of this stock. This is when you're watching too many stocks, guys. You gotta pick the best ones. And I didn't pick the best one. I knew BIOC through $8 was gonna be a
Look at
huge,
Pixie. Look at Pixie.
huge
Sorry,
jump.
brother.
You're good.
There's the
Just
VWAP
rejected
fade
it.
numerous times on VWAP fade on Pixie. Man, there it goes.
Yeah, the only thing is it did give a little bit of a fake out
Yeah.
on that last move right there. And I was actually interested in thinking about shorting there, but then it popped up through 66 and went through the 70s. When it stayed there at 66, 67, I was hoping for it to come right back down to about 65, and I was going to go risk off of that 70.
You're right, for sure.
But it did a little bit, last little fake out there. That little run that it went to 370, that's for the last little bit. It's trying to jump, take a little bit more sizing from all the people that are trying the longest. And BIOC there, man. Guys, through 8, up there to 970 on that one run. Up there through the 980s now. Almost to $10, guys. This could have been the one to get us in the driver's seat. This is the kind of stock, John, that if you go and you take, 300 shares and you do your correctly sizing out just a little bit, and then taking the rest, just letting it run. This is where you go ahead and you make the big bucks.
Right, for sure.
You just have to know how to size in, size out, and then just let a little run. You know,
Yep. Yeah, market's
even
been. Oh, my
even
bad.
100 shares, guys, there from $8 up there. You're at $160 there, guys, on 100 shares.
The market's been a little choppy this morning. At least PIXY has and GLMD, the two trades I jumped into. Those have been a little choppy, you know.
Oh, look at Staff, man. Staff was a good trade. Just faded through that 322. I
Yeah, look
said it
at.
early in the day that it was reaching the highs, and then it just faded from there, and just all the way down to 280s. You see, PIXY is still playing games.
Yeah, you don't know which way it's going. It's been. I mean, the VWAP fade's been there over and over again. If you're trying to
Nah,
scalp the VWAP fade,
yeah,
but
you understand it more on a 5 minute. You pull the 5 minute, you're gonna see the bear flag, and then you're gonna see that it's just kind of just hanging around, still in the bear flag, still in the range.
yeah,
So
I
you
think.
see the bodies on the 5 minute, it just trends down from that.
Yeah, GLMD's playing games too.
That's how it is sometimes, guys. You got to notice it. So understand that you got to go on a bigger time frame. Bigger time frames, less fake outs.
Right.
Like I'm watching I base here, pretty good here, guys, at 992 there, guys.
CEI breaking underneath the VWAP here. CEI underneath the VWAP. I really don't like shorting stocks this cheap, but it just broke those lows right here at 57 or 58 cents, and it's testing the VWAP now. So watching it for a possible VWAP rejection on CEI, depending on if it holds underneath the VWAP here.
GLMD there, crashing down again there below the VWAP.
Yeah, I don't know if I even want to toy with it right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's one of those that I'm gonna watch more in a 5 minute, wait for it to break the range, and then I'll look for it to hammer.
right, I'm looking for either a low of the day break or a high at the day break on GLMD before I really even think about getting into it. Just because with all this choppiness action, you don't really know where this thing's headed.
All right, guys. Uh, if it gets down to 2001, I'll take 100 shares of I.
BIOC. Look at
Looking
BIOC,
for it to
Mitch.
break up.
GLMD testing the lows here again. So that trade would have been spot on if I would have just held a little bit higher. Too big of a range, too big of share sizing, even with 40 shares, because any swing is just, starting to build up 30, 40, $50 loss. And so it broke my plan. That's why I exited GLMD. And that's okay.
It's fine, brother. Can't stress about that.
Yeah, a little slow though today. Not I mean, we got some decent movers, but aside from that, it's a little slow. At least for shorts. Longs have been okay today. Yeah, BIOC continuing to head up here.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you guys. Sometimes, like, I don't even listen to myself, guys, but you guys should.
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro.
I was
All right,
so on
Tiny,
top
have a
of
good
that. I
day.
could see it. I could see the setup, guys. Just when you have a stock, if you look at the daily on BIOC, it had so much room today to run. And if it broke those highs again. And then, so what I was looking for at the open was, hey, are shorters going in this? And shorters were not going in there, man. Shorters were just staying their way out of it. And that showed you right there when it was kind of just in that consolidation range and just trying to go south, trying to go south, trying to go south, but really basing at 771 with like about 8. So that's only about a 30-cent range for the first 15 minutes, guys, for a stock that had a huge range pre-market and a huge breakout range if it does break out. And you saw that as soon as it went through 8 again, it just buyers stepped in there, then someone stepped in higher at 828, and it just started taking off.
Yeah, you can see IZEA was a good little VWAP fade there as well.
Yeah, when it went up to that 210, I was thinking about it. But it just didn't seem to me like enough room on the cake there.
Yeah, smaller range for sure. But yeah, some people are talking about SNES, kind of a VWAP fade here. And
Yeah,
CEI is
that was
following.
one of the ones to watch for today.
Yeah, I was watching it this morning too. And then what is it? CEI kind of starting to reject that VWAP area. Kind of a crucial level for GLMD here as well.
Oh, guys, I see guys writing. Oh yeah, I got in at 8, sold at 860. Yeah, let me go back. That was a good one, man. That's the kind of stock you want to get into, guys. That's gonna be the runner for today, and the mover. So if you want to take more risk, take some shots, that's the stock. But I always say that's the kind of stock that you want to have your early entry in, and then maybe adding up here and sizing in, sizing out. But you don't want to be having your first entry up here. There's way too much risk
On which one?
on BIOC. It starts getting to this point.
Oh yeah, especially with the long, the thing could tank. You got to be really careful with those.
Yeah, now it's just purely scalps.
All right, so here's the crucial level for PIXY. It could start to get squeezed up here. It got up to 370s.
The crazy part is it's still holding that bearish trend.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's tricky, like you said. This one's it's gonna get squeezed hard either direction it goes. Like whenever it finally breaks, this channel is forming. It's gonna get squeezed hard. So regardless of which way it heads, you got to be careful with it because you don't really know at this point. It could squeeze up. It could get rejected hard, break the lows.
All right. Past 75 is when I'd see the actual push momentum shift. You see how it rejected that 75?
Yep.
That's because right there is the momentum, guys. That's the spot where it needs to pivot through to actually swing.
But yeah, really a
Uh,
choppy morning this morning.
yeah, I was calling that spot out, and that's the spot just to watch, guys. It's sometimes you're gonna get stopped out. You know, a lot of traders, the best ones, they get an early stop out, small loss, and then they figure out the stock's
there's the
direction,
squeeze.
and they nail the stock's direction, and that $8 loss or $10 loss, you can get over it really quickly if you're able to just let go of it actually being a loss and being an attempt to your strategy. And now you just need to figure out the true directional range of the stock.
All right, so while you were saying that, I jumped in GLMD with 20 shares here, looking for it to get rejected at the VWAP at 1450, and I got a small enough share size to where I can ride it down if it breaks the low of the day, but holds that previous lowest support. I can get out for, or I can add to the position there. And so just trying to take it as, I already have a $15 loss on the day, and so I'm just trying to take it slow at this point and just use small sizing, just kind of control my P&L at this point.
All right, guys, PIXY there going up there to the 380s. Next daily resistance is at 414, so not much room after that break, guys. If you do get in it with a quick long, just be careful around those 413s if it just slams back. You don't want to get yourself all the way back to 360s. We are seeing it hold though. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Had that pullback candle right there, micro pullback. And now traders, I think, are going to add and go long as it goes through 386 and 390s.
CEI, VWAP fade. Yeah, I see it. I'm just sticking to my rules. I don't really like shorting stocks under $1. And so while I do see a VWAP rejection here on CEI, it's kind of against my rules to trade. And so I'm just going to stay away from it.
GLMD, you're short or long?
Short.
Short at what entry?
420 or 1420.
Right. That's fine. You have a 1 minute pattern there about 1437. Is that where you're risking off of, or you're risking up to the VWAP?
Probably risk up to the VWAP at 1450.
Okay.
Maybe up to this 1445 level just to get in before that possible $0.50 break. We'll see though. Market's been a little choppy.
Yeah, I'm interested in what the SPY's been doing.
Nice insurance. Hey, congrats, brother. 5-day winning streak. Congrats, dude.
Killing it, killing it. How long have I been trading? Well, it depends. At least penny stocks, probably about 2.5 years now. And then before that, I was like kind of interested in bigger stocks. So I had like about half a year. In total, I'd say about like 3 years. And when I really started taking swings was about this year. At the beginning of the year, I had about 2 or 3 accounts with SureTrader. Just ran into some tough times, with the crazy parabolic longs.
PIXY breaking the high of the day. Wash out long setup here. There's the break. Finally broke out of that little channel it's been forming.
Held those 75s and went right back up there. Yeah, I know a shorter that got squeezed there for a nice 30-cent loss with big size.
So we'll see if it holds support at 4. That's kind of the big thing. If it holds support there, it may be good here. Just depends if it can hold that support.
I'm watching that stock through 370, guys. That would be the downside again.
There's the crack under 4. Still holding. Up to 410. There's 413. Nice.
There's that resistance, guys. Daily resistance.
Up to
Buyer stepping up.
415. There we go.
You see that bidder right there?
Yep.
Shorts are trapped,
There's
guys.
the
Shorts are
break.
trapped.
Right, getting squeezed out here.
Bid got filled there, and it just shoots up there, and then pulled back usually right after him, unless everyone just jumps in with him. So remember, the 90 EMA is all the way down to 392. Stocks that are going parabolic, I always look at the 9 EMA on the long.
All right, so here's the
For
drop back.
pullback.
There's the drop back down to 4. I don't like those up wicks though for longs, just because it means some selling pressure there. Appreciate the sub, Luke. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate the sub, Lucas, Jimmy King. Welcome, guys. Appreciate all the subs. May start getting hit hard here, especially if it can't hold over 4. Really interesting level here.
BioC's up there to 11, guys.
Crazy
And that
move.
8 alert. 8 alert. Watch that 8. And we could have been in here, guys, just holding, just watching it go to the sky, guys.
That could have been us.
Yep, that just shows you, man. It's not about shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's that the actual plan was set there to buy it through 8 and just didn't watch it. So it's a learning. You got to have alert set. I didn't have an alert set, price alert for it. That would have helped me, at least being able to keep an eye on it. So when it hit 8, I could have at least looked to it and then maybe risk off of 8.
Look at IZEA, Mitch. Look at IZEA.
Yeah, I was still watching that one. I saw the bounce there to 208. I'm still not interested. I'm still not thinking it's just gonna get down here, guys. It's just been holding too tight of a range for me.
PIXY back up. This is interesting. If it fails here, it may be a good short down to that 380 level.
Remember, the stock goes up and down.
GLMD, I don't want to see it get squeezed over this 1435 level. That's where I'm going to jump out if it does.
That 14, that 13 there is still acting as resistance there, guys. Acting pretty hard there as resistance.
Alright, so I'm out of GLMD. It just got squeezed up over that level I was looking for. Not my day today, honestly. I'm kind of bummed out. It was a good week, too. But yeah, you can see that immediate squeeze up to the $0.50 on GLMD. But yeah, it was a good week today, this week. Today kind of ruins it for me. I'm kind of bummed out about it, but it happens, man. It happens. I just got to stay calm. Stay focused
No stress,
here.
man. No stress.
If GLMD fakes me out here, though, I'm going to be pretty PO'd. Like, I just got out.
Believe it or not, I'm still kind of hanging around and watching that one because I still think it's going to break 14 at some point today. I just think it's kind of playing a little game up there on the 5-minute. Going to come up there and still test that VWAP maybe one more time.
Here goes PIXY, testing those highs again.
It comes that 3 down. Watch it to hold the support of 396. If it holds that 396 and it attempts to run again to the highs, that's where you could look to go long if you're gonna follow the bull flag pattern. Below 395, it starts crashing back down and going back down, no longer a long pattern. So that's the spot right there, the 9 EMA of 401. That's where people look to enter, right there on the 9 EMA on that down three, guys. You get in there right there at 403. Now you're looking for this resistance touch. You can sell half at the resistance and hold the rest for the breakout.
ADXS cracking under the lows. Down to 139. Few nice little VWAP fades in there today. Yeah, I mean, today wasn't great. Like, I traded, like, you could see the volume's not that great in the market right now because you could see GLMD very choppy, PIXY really choppy until this squeeze up, but a lot of choppiness in this market. Maybe STAF for a VWAP fade. Look at STAF here. Problem is the volume, obviously, but looks like a little VWAP test here, especially if it's under 3.
Here it goes, guys. Let's see if it gets bottoming up.
There it goes. There it goes. Nice squeeze here.
So I told you guys, you got in there on 403 or 401. You could have risked right there on 394. Take half of it at 415 and then wait for the breakout to take the rest. So some people take it right there at 24.25 and they hit the bid and they take that. Some people want to hold to their number after they've taken half of it and break even on the rest.
SNES testing that VWAP area. I mean, Jeremy, I've been using the same, like I used the same setup today. Like I used the VWAP fade here. PIXY, my trade was a VWAP fade as well down here. And so I used the VWAP fade both of my trades this morning. I use smaller sizing, and really, if you look at both of these stocks, they're just choppy right now. They're just kind of sideways action, or at least they were. PIXY was up until about 10 o'clock. And so a lot of it's just really choppy action here. And I tried to jump into a choppy stock, and the choppiness, took me out, basically, is what happened. And so I've been using the same setup a few times. And like I said, the last month or so, I've had 3 profitable weeks and 1 losing week. And so that's okay. Like, I'm still doing pretty good as a trader. I still have a lot of confidence in my setup. It's just about, like I said, I need to identify the days that don't work. All right, here a lot of longs may be getting squeezed out here, especially if it cracks under 4 for PIXY. It's tried to break over that high twice now and failed, but it's also tried to break under these lows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and failed. So still sideways consolidation here for PIXY. Could be market makers trying to squeeze people out. Could be a few different things. But aside from that, I really don't see anything else I like.
Yeah, guys, I've only taken 1 trade today. I've been really patient. This is the kind of days you got to be patient a little bit. You got a lot of fake outs. Been noticing a lot of fake outs, and you have to adjust to it. You got to start using a bigger time frame and really looking at the stock, like GLMD. As you can see, multiple fake outs there.
Yeah, there's the $0.50 crack on it.
It's the 1 minute it's faking everybody out right now. If you pull the 5 minute, It calms you down a lot more, and you see the stock a little better.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, that's what you want to do on stocks that are just range bound, like this stock. It's just sticking in its range. You gotta go ahead and go for a bigger time frame so you can at least determine the trend. See, because if you look at this on a 15 minute, hey guys, this gets above 68, guys. This thing could go right back to $15.
Watching PIXY here, see if it can get squeezed up. Well, no, I mean, Jeremy, I mean, the thing about it is, and like this happens a lot, like especially if you're live streaming your trades. But like the last, like this week was a decent week. I've had more profitable days than I've had losing days this week. Last week I had a losing week, but the 2 weeks before that, they were profitable weeks as well. And one thing I always see here, and I'm not specifically targeting you, Jeremy, is that a lot of times when I have green days, I really don't hear anything from people. I don't hear I don't hear any kind of anything from anybody. But as soon as I have like a red day, that's when all the criticism comes out and everybody tries to tell me, what I'm doing is wrong, or I need to do this and I need to do that. And it's kind of like, if you know your strategy has an edge, you kind of just have to ignore everybody else, because everybody else has their own style of trading and they're going to try to teach you their style of trading, where it's like, I know the VWAP fade has an edge. Obviously, if the last month I've had 3 green weeks and 1 losing week, there's obviously an edge in that strategy. It's just about kind of refining it a little bit, if that makes sense. And like I said, I'm not trying to target you specifically, Jeremy. I'm just saying, like, a lot of times this happens a lot, where it's like I have a bunch of green days and then the one red day I have, all the criticism comes out. And so it's just kind of, it's frustrating to see it's like that, but it's okay. I understand. I think it's just human nature, especially if you're kind of spectating on somebody else trading. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's just part of it, guys. You see GLMD guys up through that 67 there, guys. That's why I was looking at it on a 15 minute. Now it looks like it's on the bullish run. So now what I'm watching for is these 1480s. 1480s, if that swings up through there, we're going to start seeing the volume come right back in this stock, and then it could look for a play.
Look at GLMD starting to come back up here.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The 1468, if you look on the 15 minute, it starts changing the stock.
Big kind of crucial level for PIXY here. Right, insurance says I only come here for the losses, but I put up with John's wins too. Appreciate it, Track Racer. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, 100%, man. Like I said earlier, like the biggest thing, like I think I've shown a lot of consistency lately, and I'm really kind of proud of how I've been trading. But one of the biggest things, there's 2 things I really need to work on in trading. One of them is holding my winners longer and letting them kind of work for me a little bit more. If I could do that, I would take some much bigger gains statistically from my wins previously, because a lot of times they'll continue to go in my direction. And the other thing is I need to be selective with the days I trade. Like I said, the best days I have are Mondays and Tuesdays. And so those days I need to take a little bit bigger risks, as opposed to Fridays where the volume's a little bit low, and Wednesdays, which historically I haven't been doing as well. And so on the days I do well, statistically, I need to take bigger risks. And so those are the 2 things I truly need to work on as a trader. What's up?
All right, guys, look like we're going to break those fours on PIXY.
Yeah, it's still trying
It's
to
still
kind of
hanging
playing with
around.
everybody though, man. It's still just kind
Yeah,
of playing with everybody.
370 is the level that I'm looking for, guys. At 370, when it breaks that when it comes back down through the VWAP 383, I'm gonna look how it reacts. That's what's gonna be interesting. I'm just trying to hang around. I honestly even took my eye off of it for a while because I said if it just goes to there, I want even consolidation. All the longs are stuck now, and just kind of watching.
SNES testing that VWAP. I don't know if it's going to get over it. The volumes kind of came down a lot. BIOC and PIXY are the only ones that are somewhat flagging a little bit that I can see in this market. We'll see where they go. Still don't know. PIXY has just been kind of faking people out all morning, honestly. You can even see here, like, tried to break the VWAP right back down, formed a channel, finally broke that channel, and then it broke the lows down here, popped right back up over 4. So very tricky stock to trade right now. I know there's no way I'm jumping back in that thing, just because nothing has really been fulfilling. It's really a tough stock to follow, and Fridays are usually a lot like this. And so Fridays I need to be a lot more weary with my trades, just because you can see by the biggest gappers today, PIXY, GLMD, and BIOC. BIOC went on a nice run and had some nice flags to take advantage of. But GLMD here and PIXY has just kind of been chop city. Really choppiness. Like a majority of the day today, GLMD and PIXY have just been really, really choppy. Just kind of sideways back and forth, especially GLMD.
Hey guys, looking at ACHN up about 9% on the day, but up near its highs. And the stock usually comes right back down. It's been down on the day for the daily.
Congrats, Sean. He said, "Man, watch you guys every morning from work, and now on my first day trading real money, it's green. Thanks again, man. You were doing it right. Hey, appreciate the support, brother. Appreciate the support, man. Yeah,
There
man.
you go, guys. The GLMD, like I said, once it broke through that 66, it's on a bullish run to that 15 there.
Looking decent.
Yeah, it's when you pull the bigger time frames, that's always gonna help you guys. You can see how it was just kind of coming down, but really basing there at 14.09, $14 range, and then it just swing right back up. Multiple time frames, guys. That's always going to help you guys. Always, before you take the trade, I like to look at those multiple time frames, unless it's like a trade that you need instant, like you need to do your risk management in seconds. And really, there's not many traders that are going to be good at those kinds of trades. That's all I can recommend. There is some that are going to be fast enough to react with hotkeys, but those are the trades that you want to just take a second, look at the 5-minute, look at the 15-minute chart, and determine really, am I in a bearish trend? Am I in a bullish trend? You don't want to fight the trend of the chart.
PIXY cracking under these lows here again, testing 4. Really tricky stock here.
Yeah. In the end, I really liked your first entry on GLMD. I think it's just more along that second entry that wouldn't go according to at least the VWAP fade strategy.
Right, for sure.
You'd be more going off of your old strategy, which is shorting the lows.
Right.
And you remember how you used to trade that one. You used to wait for the actual break of the low.
Right.
And you didn't. You more went for the attempt of the break of the low.
Right, which is still just risky because it could do it exactly what it did, which is bounce off of it. Yeah, the old strategy, which I still kind of use sometimes, the one Mitch is talking about is, you can see these very obvious lows at about 1406 for GLMD. What I used to do is I used to wait for a crack under these lows and then a bounce back. So like, for instance, if it cracked underneath 14 and then bounced up to 14 and held that area of resistance, that's when I would jump in on the dip, if that makes sense, and then try to let it ride down some more. And I still think that's a plausible strategy, but at this point, I just have to kind of focus on the strategy that I've been messing with the most here.
Yeah, that's really the key, guys. One of the key things I'm adding to my main screen is I added a little note, little post-it thing from Microsoft, and I filled in there exactly kind of a plan of how I want to trade. So to remind me every single time I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to be going through these four rules for myself to make sure that I'm going according to the way I want to be trading trades.
Hey, appreciate the dono, Matt. Appreciate the $10 super chat, Matt. Awesome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
Appreciate it, Matt.
Matt's kind of an OG in the stream. He's been here for what, like the last year or so? Maybe not quite that long. Maybe the last 6 months. But appreciate the support, brother. It really means a lot, man. Appreciate the $10 donation, brother. Yeah, man. I stream live every morning for free, and so it means a lot whenever I get a donation, man. Appreciate it, brother. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that perspective insurance to trade the 1 minute inside the five. So you really you look at it and you say, all right, well the 5 minute has this pattern. I'm gonna play the 1 minute inside that 5 minute pattern.
Yeah, I feel you, Psycho. Psycho says if I get into day trading, I won't be able to do anything until tax return time because no funds. I just want to learn as much as I can by then. Yeah, that's the smart way to be it. You definitely don't pull a me. Like when I first started trading, right? Like I paper traded for like a week, you know what I mean? And then I just immediately deposited 2 grand into Sure Trader and just lost that within another week. You know, deposited more, would lose that, deposited more, would lose that. And that's a very, very common tale in trading. And so what you really want to do, and I'm not an investment professional, not giving it financial advice for profit, so I just want to say that. But what I would do if I could start over is I would back test a strategy. You know, I would try to find a strategy that has an edge and get really good at executing that strategy, right? And then when I finally deposit real money, just stick to that one strategy that historically and statistically that I've back tested and has shown that I have an edge, and then just rinse and repeat that. You know what I mean? That's the real way to start trading in my mind. If I could start all back over. Appreciate the sub, Samindra. I appreciate it. Right, with a paper account. Correct, Psycho.
Guys, something to watch is that ACHN, guys. It's just been going straight up on the 15-minute, guys. Since the morning, starting there at 293, now up there to 330.
Yeah, I'm watching ACHN as well. Looks interesting.
Really slow moving, but just consistently going up. You see that? That's just linear.
I appreciate that, Ashton. Ashton says, I like the tandem streaming you guys have going on. Keep up the great work. It is very appreciated. Yeah, that's what we're here for, brother. Glad you could find some use to it, man. You know, we're still both, Mitch and I, we're really not trying to act like expert traders. We're still somewhat new traders in the grand scheme of things. And so we're just trying to tell people what works for us, what doesn't work, and let people watch us so they can really see what it's like trading with no BS. Like we're not trying
Pretty
to
much save you thousands of dollars.
Right. We're not trying to BS you. We're not trying to act like experts here. We're not trying to sell you a course or a chat room. And nothing against the courses because there are some legitimate courses, but it's just kind of a resource for new traders. If you want to watch and see what it's really like for a new trader trading the market with a small account, you know, you could watch us here. You know, win or lose. Like today loss, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were all green, so I'm still up on this week. I think I checked it. I was up like $37 yesterday on the week, and so I'm probably up about $10 now, which is okay. $10 or $15 now, which a green week's a green week. I've had more profitable trades than I've had losing trades, and I've won more cents per share than I've lost, and so that's a successful week. And I just kind of have to build on that. You know, still using somewhat smaller sizing, but still kind of working, learning.
Remember, guys, always, we're not trying to do one trade. One trade's not going to make us. We're trying to find that consistency.
For sure.
That's what we're really working for.
All right, so PIXY here.
Look at that. Look at that dump from 15 attempt on GLMD.
I know, I'm watching it.
That thing is just back and forth for
right.
you, brother.
That is, it's sketchy. It's sketchy is the best word I can use to
Without
describe
a
it.
doubt.
So sketchy
Without
right
a
now.
doubt.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's forming a channel between the highs and the lows is what it's doing. And so
Exactly.
Some people might think it is sketchy, but it's just forming a channel right now. So it's not good for it's not great for momentum, at least in my mind. I appreciate the sub, Ian. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yo, guys, look at I told you, holding those 20s.
Man, this thing's going crazy.
I'm telling you, that's why there's certain times, bro, when I'm on top of things and I'm able to really focus in and find these stocks earlier and stay with them. There's a reason why I said, hey guys, look at that, holding those $20, guys. Watch as it goes through there, and it just kind of always range bounds itself. It did the same thing yesterday. If you look back, yesterday it did the same thing in the afternoon. It started holding a little range, and then once it broke out through that range, it attempts to the high again real quickly. The swing there from about 2017 up there to 2045, 2050 in about 2 minutes.
GLMD backup testing 15.
Look at that, up there to 2086. That's the kind of trade that I want to be in, guys. I've been trying to find more along these trades that can give us a little bit better risk to reward. I've been noticing we've been taking a lot more trades where it's like, you know, 20 cents to 10 cents or 15 cents to 10 cents, and those are a little bit tougher. If you're able to find these trades where you think you can make, potential 4-to-1 trade, those are the kind of trades you want to be more along, find yourself into, and with tight stops, giving you that tight stop to if you lose 10 cents, but you had that potential for 40, it always makes the trade logic and the trade idea more than valuable
Right, for sure.
because you got the always you got to think about it. Is it worth the risk to reward? That's my number two on my rule.
Right. That's one of the biggest things is risk to reward, and I think that's where I may have misstepped today with my GLMD trade. I don't know if the risk was worth the potential reward, but I'll have to review that trade.
I From my review of the first trade was, the second trade was more of a chase. But that happens because you still had a 1 minute pattern. And
Right.
that's why you chase, because you got a 1 minute fake out. So
Exactly.
if you actually look from about 9:57 to 10:11, you get that 1 minute pattern there that you were hanging around with.
Right.
So that's why when you were in the trade, you can go back and you're gonna listen to me. I asked you, are you
Look
gonna
at
go off of the 36 or the VWAP?
look at Pixie here. Pixie breaking the high of the day, running up.
Pixie playing games, guys.
Yeah.
Holding those $4 ranges. This is when you can take those trades with small risk. You know, when you take those trades with small risk, good potential reward there.
Let's see if it continues here. A lot of people watching this one now for this high of the day break, but it's just been so sketchy previously on the day. Give it time. See if it gets rejected hard. See if it holds here over the high of the day. That's what I really want to see, is it hold over this 428 level where it's right at now. So kind of the big crucial level here. See if it pulls back some, maybe to this 420 level, and holds that and starts to run up some more. Up to 435, looking good.
Yeah, Psycho Gamer for sure. Data is very, very important to trading, and also taking data of your own trades is even more important. You have to know what you've been doing good and what you've been doing bad, because it doesn't make sense if you're taking the same trade and losing on the same trade over and over.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta find out. You gotta back test it. Find one that legitimately works, and then rinse and repeat. Is what I always try to say. Like, just back test it. Find one that is legitimately a good setup, and then just rinse and repeat. You know.
Yeah, you have that good video out for the on demand.
Right, for sure. That's what I use a ton every weekend. This weekend I'm sure I'll use it as well. But I use on demand every weekend and just back test the strategy all the way back to like last year to see if that's what I did with the VWAP fade setup, is that I just back tested it all the way back to last year, and it still worked last year. So I would trade like the last month. I try to make it so I can't remember what the stocks actually did, and so I go back to last month, trade it. If it works, then go back to the month prior. And then I'd skip back 6 months to see if it was still in play then. All right, so PIXY, see if it can get squeezed up to this 450 level.
A little smaller trading view, but also looking at here, guys, HEAR. It's not the most volume, but I'm thinking if it can make an attempt to get to that 24 and fail again, that I could take a short here on the breakdown through the VWAP.
Sorry, just now catching back up with the chat, guys.
Ashton, that would be think or swim. Think or swim.
Psycho Gamer says, yeah, that's one thing that gets me are the courses people sell. They're trying to teach you how to do things but guarantee nothing. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, brother. And some of the courses are legitimate, like they're legitimately talented traders. But some of the courses, are just garbage, to put it bluntly. Like they're just garbage. And so you gotta, it's really tough.
I mean, hey guys, it's what you're willing to pay, guys. You got to figure out what you're willing to pay for your education. A guru is not usually going to be the best option because the amount that you would have to pay them to really teach you exactly everything they know, it's probably going to be so big that the hole that you're putting yourself into just in your trading career is way too big. So you have to start determining how much am I really willing to just to learn, because it's kind of like putting yourself in school in a college. You don't want to put yourself, $200,000 in debt if you don't see yourself making $100,000.
All right, so here's the test of PIXY, the $0.50 at 450. There it goes. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing get halted here.
Resistance there was at 413, held it, broke through it, gave that run. You guys, one of the things to learn from PIXY is John doesn't use it much, but I like using the 9 EMA. And if you use a 9 EMA on this stock, you're going to see that this gives you probably the best chance for entries on a stock like this. I know I've studied tons and tons of videos from Warrior Trading, and Ross sticks by that 9 EMA. He likes adding there on those pullbacks, and he takes, as it swings up to the highs, he goes and takes profit. But definitely those 9 EMAs for pullback buys.
Ian said, you guys are great. Love how you guys talk through the trades and help the new traders keep up the awesome work. Yeah, appreciate it, Ian. Appreciate the support, brother. You guys are so clear and honest about your trading. Much respect. Y'all are blessed. Hey, appreciate that, Adam. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, brother. We're just here. We're just trying to be as real as with you guys as we can, We've gone through the losses, gone through the highs, and the lows, and we're trying to figure out that consistency.
Right. Yeah, the 13 EMA is my favorite, probably. Right, exactly, Covenant. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, Covenant, is that it generally takes years and years to be a successful, profitable trader, no matter what anybody says, right? Like, my favorite trading book is Jack Schwagert's Market Wizards, right? And one of the common things is that you'll see it takes years and years for them to be legitimately good traders. And so it takes time. It's not something you're just going to jump right into and within a week or two just be building up your account. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Only for the truly lucky that is it really going to happen, right? And so that's one thing that is a huge red flag, is if somebody says, oh, they took my course and within a week, they made $100,000, and it's like, no, they didn't. Like, that's just marketing. You know what I mean? And so I know there's some genuinely good courses out there, but it's all about whether you have the money, to invest in it, is what I would really think about. If you have the money, if you make a decent amount of money at your regular job, don't work during the morning, and don't mind paying that extra for the course, that might be a good investment. But if you are broke, you know what I mean, don't have that much money and just trying to learn trading, the best route I would probably do is just deposit like $100 into a Robinhood account and then just trade using like 10 shares and just try to be consistently profitable with 10 shares and slowly move up after that.
I like our platform that we use, man. I recommend TradeNet for learning. I think it's a great account to learn with. You can always just take really small share sizing with our broker. Using that low commission rate, even 50 shares, 20 shares, you can be taking these trades, and an intro account can last you months.
Right,
You just
exactly.
stick to that share sizing and just try to really just continuously develop that strategy. The reason I say to use more of TradeNet is because now you're gonna have access to level 2s. You're gonna be able to start learning how to read tape reading, how to do certain other aspects of trading.
Right.
I always say, if you want to do the Robinhood, you can always do it on the side. You can always have like you do, John, where you have multiple accounts and you're willing to take some trades on one account, and different trades on a different.
Right.
You
Some counts I'm
like
willing to
use
do bigger
stock.
swings. Some counts I'm willing to do just small back testing on. Right. And so I try to diversify my accounts.
And you always want to kind of test your strategies. You don't want to just try to go in and then see if the strategy just works.
Right.
You want to trade it. Good thing with TradeNet, they do give you that 2-week demo. Within those 2 weeks, you should be able to at least test that strategy and figure out if it's going to be worth it to take the intro.
Right.
Oh, that's another thing, guys. You don't have to take the intro account if you go through the demo and you feel you're not ready. They will go ahead and give you that refund as long as you don't open up your actual real account.
Yeah, I think you can't trade with it. Like if you
Yeah.
trade it all on it, even if it's just 5 shares,
Yeah.
you can't get a refund on it.
I would just wouldn't open it up at all, but that's just to be safe more. But yeah. So if for some reason you go and you trade and then you notice in the demo, hey guys, I'm losing $200, $300 every day in the demo, that's when you would decide, hey, maybe it's not best that I go ahead and take this account live. Can you guys give me another week? And I'm sure the guys at TradeNet will try to give you another week for the demo.
Right. Yeah, Omar, it's a good book, brother. It's a good book, man. Let's see. Trying to catch back up with the chat. I disagree. Cool says, I disagree with the statement about be 3 years to be profitable. Becoming profitable is relative. It took me less than 7 months because I figured out what I did wrong and stuck to what I'm good at. Yeah, for sure, man. There's always outliers. Like if that's true, cool. You are an outlier in that regard. I'm saying for most people, it takes a while. I don't want to set at a specific time, like it's gonna take so and so time. But I think for most it takes at least a year. Most of the time longer than that. But there's always outliers that are going to do it very much quicker. And so the point is just to, don't rush things. Don't say, okay, well, this guy did it in 3 months. I can do it in 3 months too, and start using too big of sizing. That's how you're going to lose your money,
Yeah, this isn't a quick get rich strategy. If that's what you're looking for, then you're going to really run into some walls in trading.
Right, for sure. Shizzo says, is it true that you have to make more than $5,000 in profit every year to keep your account on TradeNet? I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure either way.
Okay, so I've done my deep research into that. There is a certain amount. I'm not sure if it's exactly 5,000. There is a certain amount that we do have to make to at least keep our trade net active. But what they would do is they would just determine that the profits isn't enough for them to want you to stay a part of their prop firm. That's really what they're gonna do there. They're still gonna pay you out, but they're just determining that, hey, you've taken probably about $5,000 in commissions throughout the year, and you only made $5,000 profit. So that's really not making us money. So we determined that we don't want to continue with you,
Right.
and that's kind of their approach to that. If you're making $10,000 for them, I'm sure they're gonna go ahead and keep you there. You're definitely making them money as you're splitting profits.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I get, it's all about whether I can TradeNet. It's hard to explain. Like TradeNet is just a learning tool for me, right? Like, so if I could be consistently profitable in TradeNet, even if I can only make 3 grand in a year, I know I'm on my road to being profitable, and I can either open up another account with TradeNet or use a different broker. TradeNet is more of a learning tool for me, but that is something to take into consideration if you're thinking about TradeNet. Apparently, if that is true. I've never had to think about that because I haven't been able to keep a TradeNet account for longer than a year. But that's interesting to say the least. We'll see. I mean, it all just depends. Like, I think if I did get to the level where I was actually profitable, but I wasn't over 5K in gains, I would just try to have a big swing, and then regardless of what the big chance I took was, open up another account with somebody else if I can show
Yeah.
consistent profits.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying that, TradeNet's not going to be my broker forever, guys.
Me
This is
neither.
my broker to learn, guys.
Right, exactly. It's a learning
This is,
tool.
yeah, I've been looking at CMEG Group as one of the brokers that I'm looking at for another account. They've been, at least from what they're coming out with, they're trying to be a better sure trader. So I'm gonna go definitely take a look at them. I've seen multiple traders trade from them, but I'm just giving it more time, figuring out what I need to do here to get consistent, and then I'll go over there with a nice, $5,000, $10,000 account. That's what I'm hoping for.
For sure. But yeah, market's slowing down a little bit, guys. I'll probably end up closing the stream down here.
There you go.
Nice, Shizzo. Um, Ash Kid, how do you get a funded account with TradeNet? So your funded account isn't really through TradeNet; it's through TEFs. TradeNet just offers the courses, but if you want to get access to the funded account, you have to pay for one of TradeNet's courses. If you want a link, I have a 10% off link I can send you. I do make a small commission from it, but I try to be honest as I can with TradeNet. The biggest flaw is that you can't trade some stocks that have low volume. It's not even about the price of the stock; it's about the volume of the stock. And so a lot of these cheaper stocks that have low volume are unable to trade. Today was a good day, but you know, a lot of times half of my watch list isn't tradable. And so you do want to take that into consideration if I'm being completely transparent about it. But like, I've made it work. I actually like TradeNet. It's probably my favorite broker. But, you do want to take that into consideration. But yeah, if you want the link, let me know. I'll send you the link. This is an interesting level for PIXY here. You can see it found that support right here at 430, and it's testing that level now. Went up to 450, so flagging a little bit on the 5-minute chart. If it can find support at 430 and then break that 450 level, it may be a good long setup for me at least. So I'm just watching that.
John, did you focus on that TradeNet course? I'm not. I honestly took a quick look at it,
Yeah.
but
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the TradeNet course, I mean, it's very,
very basic,
yeah,
at
very,
least
very
from what I was seeing.
basic, right? Like, I don't want to hate on TradeNet or anything, but the course isn't why I got it. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
course,
definitely.
I don't want to say not to buy it just based on the course, but the course was very basic. If I'm being honest, I
So,
I try to
John,
be honest.
before you go, remember I was talking about here. It was coming down to that VWAP. I was saying a push towards 24 without getting to it. or at least touching it and coming back down, that's when I would look to go short. That's a good trade plan right there. You know, these are the kind of things you want to look for. You see that 1 minute pattern fail, it's a rejection of the VWAP, and then you can go and get short off the resistance there,
Right.
giving you a chance to break through that VWAP and get down there.
On HEAR, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Turtle Beach.
Yeah, I've been watching this stock after yesterday. It actually broke out through the highs. It kind of did it nice and quietly without telling anybody.
Yeah, volume's a little low, but I mean, I like the setup. It looks very bearish.
Yeah, it's not a bad trade to take, you guys. But that's the kind of trades, especially on a day like today. You know, you want to go ahead and just try to get a good risk to reward trade, get your money, get on out.
For sure. Spread's just kind of gnarly with it. Biggest thing. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. Volume's looking a little rough here. The biggest one I'm watching is PIXY. See if it holds support at 430. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I day trade live on stream every weekday morning, starting at 8:45 a.m. market time. I stream until about 10:15, 10:30. Let it run a little bit longer today. It's almost 11 o'clock market time. So I'll be back Monday morning, same time as always.
All right, guys, I'm going to be looking at GLMD there. There's a little bit of a kill candle there at the top there. If I can get filled at 75, I'll take a trade. If I do get filled at 75, guys, I'll go ahead and live stream. If I don't get filled at 75, I'm just going to let the day go, guys, and you guys will see me out of here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put Mitch's link into the chat so you guys can see what we're really talking about here. Let me see. All right, so here's Mitch's link. I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat. Go check out Mitch's channel. He said he might stream today, so just be on the lookout for that stream.
It's so close to filling me. It was at 74 there.
But yeah, there's Mitch's link, guys, so make sure to... Right, Ash Kid. Tefts gives you the funded account.
All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'll start it up. Just give me a quick second. I'll get it up.
All right, so yeah, Mitch is saying he's gonna stream. So there's the link if you want to join Mitch's stream and just see how he does. The link's in the chat, so go check out Mitch's channel. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. Hope everyone has a nice, profitable rest of the day and a good weekend.
Good morning, traders.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.
Still waking up, man.